ਜਾਪੇ ਬੋਲ ਬੁਲਾਵੇ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦਾਸ ਸੰਗਤ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਵੇ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਚਿਰ ਲਿਆ ਸੀ ਗੁਰਮੰਤਰ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੀਏ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਸਾਰੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਬੋਲੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਇਹ ਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਜਲੇਬੀ, ਨਾਮ ਜਪਣਾ। ਮੈਂ ਦੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਚੱਲ ਗਈ। ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚਦਾ ਇਹ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹੋਣੇ ਵੀ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜਲੇਬੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਛਕਦੇ ਸੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਫਟਾਫਟ ਜਲੇਬੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੱਢ ਦੇਣੀਆਂ ਸੀ, ਹੁਣ ਥੱਲੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਛਕ ਲੈਂਦੇ। ਅੱਜ ਨੇ ਦਾਸ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਸੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਪੁਰਬ ਬਾਰੇ। I'm going to just talk about Guru Arjan Dev Ji ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਹੁਣੀ ਕਿਹਾ, ਭਾਈ ਕੌਣ ਸਿੰਘ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਮੇਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਇਹ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਸੁਣੀਏ ਬਹੁਤ ਆ, ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਵੀ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਫਿਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਕਿਉਂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਇਹ ਘਟਨਾ ਕਿਉਂ ਵਾਪਰੀ ਆ। ਸੋ ਦਾਸ ਨੇ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਪ੍ਰੈਜੈਂਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ। ਉਹ ਮੇਨ ਗੱਲ ਆ। ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਆ, ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ, how can we put that into our own lives? ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲਿਆ ਸਕਦੇ। So today is Guru Arjan Dev Ji Shahidi Purab, and we all seen the story. When we put Guru Arjan Dev Ji's name down, ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਟ ਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਲਿਖ ਲਵੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਟ ਸਾਈਟ ਤੇ, ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਤਸਵੀਰ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀ, this like a depiction of Guru Sahib, and ਉੱਥੇ it shows ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੱਤੀ ਤਵੀ, and then ਫਿਰ ਲੋਕੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੰਦ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਖਾਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੇ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਜਪਿਓ ਜਿਨ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਗੁਰੂ ਫਿਰ ਸੰਕਟ ਜੋਨ ਗਰਭ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਓ। ਇਹ ਦਾ ਸ਼ਬਦ that's from pangteeaa, and it comes towards the end of Guru Sahib Ji. ਇਸ ਤਤ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਯਹ ਮਥਰਾ ਜਗ ਤਾਰਨ ਕੋ ਅਵਤਾਰ ਬਣਾਇਓ, ਜਪਿਓ ਜਿਨ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਗੁਰੂ ਫਿਰ ਸੰਕਟ ਜੋਨ ਗਰਭ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਓ। The meaning of that shabd is that pangteeaa, that he's a poet. There's many poets that have written in Guru Granth Sahib, and he's one of them, and he writes that jag taran ko avatar banao. ਇਹ ਸੱਚ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ, ਤਤ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਯਹ ਮਥਰਾ ਜਗ ਤਾਰਨ ਕੋ ਅਵਤਾਰ ਬਣਾਇਓ। that Guru Arjan Dev Ji ਜਗ ਤਾਰਨ ਕੋ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਇੱਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਰੂਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਕੇ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੇਸੇ ਆਪ ਨਿਰਾਇਣ ਕਲਾਤਾਰ ਜਗ ਮੈਂ ਪਰਵਰਿਓ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਲਾਈਨ, the ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ themselves, they came to this world ਜਗ ਤਾਰਨ ਕੋ, ਤਾਂ ਜਪਿਓ ਜਿਨ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਗੁਰੂ ਫਿਰ ਸੰਕਟ ਜੋਨ ਗਰਭ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ। those people that ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਦਸੀ ਹੋਏ ਰਾਹ ਤੇ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਜਨਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ। they don't have to come back into life and death again. And there's other shabds that मैं मूर्ख के केतक बात है कोट पराधी तरिया रे गुरु नानक जिन सुनिया पेख्या से फिर दरबास ना परिया रे सही दादा जिन गुरु नानक देव जी महाराज ने सुनिया पेख्या दा की मतलब है यही आ वे गुरु साहब दे मार्ग ते चलना तो गुरु साहब दे मार्ग ते चलना इस लाइन फ्रॉम गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी नाम दान इशनान दृढ़ गुरमुख पाए भगत निस्तारा गुरु अर्जन सच सिरजनहारा I think maybe Bhai Gurudas ji बार I think maybe Bhai Gurudas ji बार Guru Arjan Sach Sirjanhara Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Panth Chalai this started this line. Guru Sahib built this path. The O Marg which kiya Naam Dan Ishnan Drid Gurmukh Pai Bhagat Nistara. That's the path of a Guru Sikh. A Guru Sikh Di Mara gaya. And Das Nith likhya if you believe in something you should be willing to die for it. जे असी गुरु साहब दे असूलां नूं मनदे आ फिर असी मनन नूं तैयार होना we have to be willing to die for these asool. So these are some of the things that we can I've listed up. ए गुरु साहब ने किद्दां दा मार्ग बनाया what kind of path has Guru Sahib made आया गुरु साहब दा मार्ग these different things. This is what the lessons we can learn from Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj shaheedi. Pehli gal, think of the betterment of others. Loka de pala socho. And this is not what Paji just be saying. Paji Klawan Singh ne ehi gal kahi hai assi loka de pale waase sochiye. And we're going to share you some examples about the historical events. Jo bhi ityasik jo bhi hoya si ta in terms of Guru Arjan Dev Ji's life ta oh is bakre se lekha vich kidda e dukdi hai. So pehli gal I thinking of the betterment of others. Now ityas vich you probably heard the name of Akbar. Akbar was a emperor in India and Mughal da emperor si and Akbar he was very open, he was very he wasn't very strict. He wasn't very strict with other religions. ਉਹ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਦੇ ਧਰਮ ਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕ੍ਰਿਸਚੀਅਨ ਸਿੱਖ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਉਹ ਖੁੱਲੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਭਗਤੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਸੀ they could do their religious practices and ਫਿਰ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੰਪਲੇਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਐਮਪਰ ਅਕਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਵੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਵੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਦਿ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ this ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਲਿਖੀ ਆ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਈ ਲਫ਼ਜ਼ ਦੇ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਦੇ ਖਿਲਾਫ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਹਿੰਦੂਆਂ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਖਿਲਾਫ ਆ ਫਿਰ ਇਹ this ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਇਹ ਠੀਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਐਂਡ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਕਬਰ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਪੜ੍ਹੀ he said that ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਪੂਜਨਯੋਗ ਆ ਇਹ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਲਿਖੀ ਆ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਪੂਜਨਯੋਗ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਬੜੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਆ ਇਹ ਪੂਜਨਯੋਗ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਮਾੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ in terms of no bad things said about any other religion and ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ he even said to Guru Arjan Dev Ji I want to give you ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੁਛ ਦਾਨ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਇਹ ਵਧੀਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲਿਖੀ ਆ I want to give you a gift and ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਭਲੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਆ ਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੈਸੇ ਦੇਣੇ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹੋਗੇ what we're going to say even if we got lots of money what we're going to say oh we haven't got much Guru Sahib said that ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਦਾਨ ਦਿਓ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ Punjab's obviously very closely associated with farming in Punjab there's lots of farming and there's always has been and he said ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਟੈਕਸ ਨਾ ਦਿਓ ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ hasn't been a very good harvest hasn't been a very good harvest and ਵਿਚਾਰੇ they haven't got much money ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਟੈਕਸ ਨਾ ਚਾਰਜ ਕਰੋ ਇਸ ਸਾਲ and he said ਠੀਕ ਹੈ that's fine and in the same way
the loki they started seeing that, you know, ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਕੁਝ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ, ਕਈ ਉੱਥੇ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਸੀ, ਕਈ ਉੱਥੇ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਸੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਪਰ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਫੇਰ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸੋਚਦਾ ਸੀ. The Guru Sahib still thought of us, even though we're not even same religion, even though we don't even believe in it. And Akbar gave that, he gave that gift. He said that they don't have to be charged tax. And from there, Guru Sahib, the popularity of Guru Sahib increased. More and more people started to come to Sikhing or start to listen to Guru Sahib's message. And a second thing that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, the second thing that we can learn from Guru Sahib's Jivan, spreading the word of truth to all who wish to listen. First of all, I just want to say that Guru Arjan Dev Ji jithe bhi gaye si ohne prachar kita do thai. First ode Jivan naal prachar kita. We all heard the story about Prithi Chand and how Guru Sahib was given so many difficult obstacles. When Guru Sahib was given a Gurgaddi, even before then, when Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj went to, I think, Lahore, you see, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, he had so many difficulties that he had to deal with from his own brother. And Guru Sahib फिर भी उधे जीवन राही, निम्रता राही, प्यार राही उन्हें प्रचार किया. And he kept Guru Nanak Dev Ji's message going. And many Hindus and Muslims भी खिंच पै गए. They become attracted to Guru Sahib. And क्योंकि ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਵੇ ਇਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਇਹ ਤਖਤ ਤੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪੂਜਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਬੈਠੇ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ how the queen is or something or how someone like ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਆਪ ਹੀ ਜੋਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਆਪ ਹੀ ਭਾਂਡੇ ਮਾਂਜਦੇ ਸੀ, ਆਪ ਹੀ ਸਾਰਾ ਸੇਵਾ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ. That's unprecedented. That's never happened before in history. Never happened before that ape Gurjela that the Guru himself is doing the seva. And that's what Guru Sahib has taught us. There's another point I want to say, this ek shabd Gurbaani, which and this shabd are right here spreading the word of truth to all who wish to listen. ਹੁਣ ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਮੈਂ on ਮੇਰੇ ਘਰ ਆਉਂਦੇ Jehovah's Witness ਜੇ ਹੋਰ way ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ or something like that, and when they try to convert me, ਮੈਨੂੰ convert ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਣਨ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ. I have no interest in listening. ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. ਪਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਵਿਣ ਗਾਹਕ ਗੁਣ ਵੇਚੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਗੁਣ ਸਹਿ ਕੋ ਜਾਏ. If we try to give someone gun, if we try to do prachar to someone, ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਸੁਣਨ ਮੰਨਣ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ. ਫਿਰ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਗੁਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੇਚਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਪਹਿਲੋਂ ਗਾਹਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣੇ. They haven't become customers yet. So ਉਹ ਗੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਉਹ they get sold very cheaply. ਹੁਣ ਦੇਖੋ, if I go to a shop and banda's got a diamond in the shop and he's trying to sell me, he goes, oh, buy this diamond. And I said, oh no, what is it? I don't want to buy it. He goes, no, buy it. I'll give you a good price. And then he have to go down, low, lower the price of the thing. Hey, Samia, jida loki amar shakde. Some people say, oh, amar shakla, oh, we all take it. Amar tusi bhi amar shaklo. And then ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਣਾ ਕੀ ਆ. ਫਿਰ ਇਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੇਮ ਹੀ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਗੁਣ ਸਹਿ ਕੋ ਜਾਏ. ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪੂਰਾ ਸੀਸ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਫਿਰ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਉਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਔਖਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਰੱਖ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ. ਗੁਣ ਦਾ ਗਾਹਕ ਜੇ ਮਿਲੇ ਤਾਂ ਗੁਣ ਲੱਖ ਵਿਕਾਏ. ਜੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਜੇ ਇਹ ਗੁਣ ਦਾ ਗਾਹਕ ਮਿਲੇ, if there's a customer that come, ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਖਰੀਦਣੀ ਆ, ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬੇਸ਼ੱਕ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੀ whatever the price is, ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਖਰੀਦਣੀ ਆ, ਤਾਂ ਗੁਣ ਲੱਖ ਵਿਕਾਏ. ਵੀ ਲੱਖ hundreds of thousands it can be sold for. So ਕਹਿਣ ਦਾ ਭਾਵ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾਓ, ਉੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਕਰੋ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਸੁਣਨ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਮੰਨਣ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੈ. Hey, that was Guru Sahib. That was what Guru Sahib used to do. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗਰੀਬ ਲੋਕ ਆ, the people that haven't got the understanding, haven't got the soji, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉੱਥੇ Guru Sahib ਨੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ. And ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਭਾਈ ਪਾਲ ਸਿੰਘ, he used to ਪਾਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਾਸਟਰ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ in France, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ France ਮੇਰੇ ਮਾਸਟਰ ਨਾਲ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ. and they're quite close friends. Bhai Sahib ਹੁਣ jail 'ਚ ਆ ਪੰਜਾਬ 'ਚ, and in July 2010 Bhai Sahib, they arrested Bhai Sahib, and he's been in prison for the last 3 years. Bhai Sahib is a French national. He's French national. He's France the passport है. ਤਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ Bhai Sahib ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸੁਣਾਈਆਂ, what's happening in Punjab, drug problem, all these problems, nashe, all these sharab, all these problems in Punjab. Bhai Sahib ਇਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮਨ ਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਸੱਟ ਲੱਗਿਆ, and he said that ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਕਰਨਾ. I'm going to go to Punjab and I'm going to talk to people about Sikhi, and I'm going to do prachar about Sikhi. And from there Bhai Sahib ne utthe prachar shuru kar liya, and lots and lots of people used to come to his diwan, used to come to his programs and listen to his speeches. University nu gaya, sare paase pinda ch gaya, sare paase lokan nu prachar karda si, and fir jehde Punjab di police nu dekh ke fir onu chak liya. In 2010 ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਚੱਕਿਆ, when they got him, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ, they didn't tell anyone. ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਹੈ ਭਾਈ ਇੱਕ ਵਕੀਲ ਆ, ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਰਜਵਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ, I think his name is Rajvinder Singh. He filed a habeas corpus. It's a letter. Yes, there's a letter that says that if you arrest someone, you have to bring them before a judge. And it's only then that they accepted that they had arrested Bhai Sahib. It's only then that they accepted that they arrested him, and they brought him before a court. They call prisonerwelfare.com SOPW ਦਾ website, ਤੁਸੀਂ Bhai Sahib ਦੀ ਚਿੱਠੀ ਵੀ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. This ਚਿੱਠੀ is written in so much ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਦਾ. Bhai Sahib ਹੁਣ ਜੇਲ੍ਹ 'ਚ ਆ, ਪਰ ਇਹਦੇ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਆ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਭੇਜਿਆ ਜੇਲ੍ਹ 'ਚ, ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਕਰਾਂ, ਇੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਆ. And Bhai Sahib ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖੀ ਨਾਲ ਜੋੜਿਆ in jail. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਚਿੱਠੀ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਸਕਦੇ on the website, and Bhai Sahib talks about how ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਸੀ, ਉਹਦੀ ਡੇਲੀ ਰੂਟੀਨ ਵੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸਦਾ, ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ, ਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ, ਉੱਥੇ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹਰ ਰੋਜ਼ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਸੁਖਮਨੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਪਾਠ. ਸੋ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ Bhai Sahib ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਜੇਲ੍ਹ 'ਚ ਕਰਨਾ ਸੀ. So Guru Sahib spread the word of truth. Guru Dev Ji da suneha duniya vich pahunchaya. Third one, anyone who speaks, practices and truth will have enemies. Jo bhi sach bole ona de roz hamesha utthe there's going to be enemies there. There's going to be people to not accept what they're saying. ਹੁਣ ਦੇਖੋ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਕੌਣ ਵਿਰੋਧ ਸੀ? ਪ੍ਰਿਥੀ ਚੰਦ ਉਹ ਭਰਾ. We all know about Prithi Chand. Chandu Shah, he was very amir. He had lots of money, and Chandu Shah wanted, because he saw that Guru Arjan Dev Ji kafi satkar jo kafi, he's very well respected person. ਉਹ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਧੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਹਰਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਉਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਜੇ ਬਣਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ, ਹਰਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਵਿਆਹੇ. She wanted his daughter to marry Hargobind, who was to become Guru Hargobind Ji. And Guru Sahib ne accept ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਗੱਲ. ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਠੀਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ. ਤੁਸੀਂ because he was very very arrogant, ਬੜਾ ਹੰਕਾਰੀ ਸੀ ਚੰਦੂ ਸ਼ਾਹ. ਤਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੇਰੇ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ. I don't want to be linked to these kind of people. And other people, Naqshbandi, Sheikh Ahmed Sarhindi and Sheikh Farid Bukhari, people say Murtaza Khan, he was the governor of Punjab. Oh, very jealous see where Guru Sahib the Sikhi, Bhakti, Loki Sikhi which are people's coming into Sikhi, more people. So they were very very jealous, and they were conspiring against Guru Sahib. And Mahesh Das Bhatt, which is Birbal, and he was a very very pro-Hindu Brahmin, and he didn't like that Sikhi was flourishing in India. So these people, they all stood up against Guru Sahib. ਹੁਣ ਦੇਖੋ ਆ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਥੱਲੇ ਕਿਹਦੀ ਤਸਵੀਰ ਹੈ? who's this ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ? ਕੌਣ ਹੈ?
ਜਸਵੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਖਾਲੜਾ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਭਾਈ ਜਸਵੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਖਾਲੜਾ। If I would suggest ਜੋ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ, go onto YouTube today and go on typing Bhai Jaswant Singh Khalra 1995 speech. He did it in Vancouver and he came to England भी आए सी. He did a speech about what he's seen in Punjab in terms of the people that are getting picked up and murdered and no record of them. They found so many thousands of cases of people being killed. And when Bhai Sahib started, Bhai Sahib was a successful banker. He was a very successful banker. Bank which काम करते bank manager सी, and he got so इन्ना दुख लगा वे पंजाब च की हो रहा, and he started to fight this case. He started to say that I'm going to start collecting people's statements, and I'm going to start collecting people's statements and present it before the court, present it before the government, and say this is not. फिर 1995 तो बाद जब भाई साहब वापस इंडिया आए, भाई साहब was washing his car and फिर उधर पुलिस ने चक ली, and जिन्हें साडा हक फिल्म देखी है, I think there's something tharaa or something, there's something, I forgot what the name. Is it just no? Oh, they changed the name in the film, Sada Haq film. They changed the name of the you can see KPS Gill shoot. No, oh JPS Gill, oh KPS Gill. There's KPS or JPS Randhawa. I seen the shooting. The person, basically that person is a depiction of Jaswant Singh Khalra. So when you do see the film, if you haven't seen it before, there's certain characters in there. Jidda hone Bhai Kartar Singh, othe film bache or Bhai Jagtar Singh Hawara. So that's the third thing. The four things. I'm just going to have 8 things, and then we got smarthy. Should be smarthy at about 1 o'clock. Guru Sahib refused to support or accept rule by force. Hone Jahangir Akbar gaye. When Akbar passed away, then Jahangir became the next emperor. Jahangir was the son of Akbar, and Jahangir he was sharab pinda si. He was very bad with women, and he was a bit crab. He was a bit crab. That sometimes happens when your father is in such a high position that the children get a bit naughty. And Guru Sahib, he didn't support Jahangir's leadership style. एक चंगा बंदा चंगा इंसान नहीं है. Guru Sahib ने सोचा वे मैं उन्हें पैसे देवा. If I give him tax, then उन पता नहीं कितने लाना शराब ते लानी, that kind of thing. So the Musliman and the Hindus came to Jahangir and they said to Jahangir that your people are decreasing and they've started to become Sikhs. The Musliman Hindu cut there, the Sikh bani jande, and Jahangir asked, why is this happening? Because the ola Sikha da Guru Arjan Dev Ji, o lokan nu prachar karda ta ode masand jo bhi they Sikhi baldi. And Guru Sahib was then brought, he was arrested and he was given 2 choices. You either pay £200,000 fine and take out ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ Guru Granth Sahib ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਵੇ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਖਿਲਾਫ ਆ. I could go into detail, but time, so we haven't got much time today. There's one shabd in Aasaa which says mitti musliman ki pere pe ko yaar kar pande takiya jaldi kare pukar. This shabd, they thought it was doing khilaf of Musliman, because jitna Musliman kehte when the body's in the ground or still alive, they say it's still alive. That's what they believe. So Guru Sahib ne there's a kumyar, there's a potter, and that potter is thaleo mitti leke, that potter o jaan ke janda where the ground is soft, and then if the ground's been dug up, then that's soft. So that's why khas karke jithe o kabra hunda kabristan, where there's graves, they uthe jaake mitti lende there, because that mitti is soft and they can easily turn that into pots. And Guru Sahib ne Gurbaani ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲੋਕ when you're in the ground ਉਹ ਹਜੇ ਜੀਂਦੇ ਆ, because they're going to get all resurrected and they're going to go to heaven. ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੋਚ ਇਹ ਆ that they're still alive. And Guru Sahib ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਫਿਰ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ when the potter's making the wheel and it's because they have to put it in the oven as well, and it says that chika nahi aundiya, there's no chika happening, there's no screaming that you say that this is the body of the person, there's no chika being heard. So Guru Sahib always looked at practical solutions, or always looking at practical answers. And this was the answer that Guru Sahib gave when they said to him that, what you want, accept death or do you want to pay the fine? And they said, and Guru Sahib said, I accept death, because fines are for thieves, robbers, slanderers, or the bad people. They don't have to pay fines. And I cannot erase or alter even tiny bit of it. And these hymns are not disrespectful to any religion, so they're not going to be changed. So, like I'm going to the next point, and then I'll cover that as well. In Guru Cards, unfortunately, there's some people that are like the Granthi Seva Karte, and they don't care about what's going on in the Gurdwara. And there's a fight happening in the Gurdwara, and Granthi Utte Maharaj beat the Betta is just doing Jalsa while they're arguing in the Darbar, and didn't do anything. And then, मैं उठे होंदा ज्ञानी मुझे कहता पता नहीं कमेटी कितना दे किन्ने इन्हें खराब या इन्हें and I think तुसी कहते क्यों नहीं कुछ. And so unfortunately they don't willing to stand up for these things or give any guidance. Guru Sahib refused to change or water down Gurbaani and spoke it openly. सारे ने Gurbaani दी प्रचार कीती and जे सुनने को तैयार सी. And I just want to say here that Gurudwara committees, they tell Kathakars and Prachar to not talk about certain things like mead sharab, shakana, tusi mead sharab di gal nahi karni. I was once, I was watching the internet and there's this person do katha. He goes, main Gurudwara gaya si before I started, menu committee wala aaya, kehda main tusi sharab di mead di gal na kari. ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਉਹ ਛਕਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਆਵੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੇ ਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੋ ਐਂਡ ਦੈਨ ਉਹ ਹੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਦੇ ਸਦਾ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਉਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਫਿਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਉਹੀ ਹੁਣ ਕਥਾ ਘੰਟੇ ਦਾ ਉਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਤੇ ਸੁਣਾਇਆ ਸੋ I just want to talk about refuse to change or water down Gurbaani and would speak it openly. I was talking to some Gursikh and he was saying to me that he met this Muslim and it was some kind of forum. It's a forum, there's people of different religions. And they said to him that, in your Quran it says that the world is flat. Even the Bible it says the world is flat. Because scientists have proved that the world is a sphere, it's not flat. And he goes, no, I don't believe. Because I don't believe what scientists say, because I only believe what Quran says. But the scientists have proved that the world is a sphere, it's not flat, what your religion says. Because I don't care what scientists say. Dekho, ek paase you think that person's mad, but dusre paase dekh nahi vishwas ya or the body vich. Look how much faith he's got in his body. Even though scientists have proved that it doesn't make sense and it's not correct what he's saying, he still has that much faith. So that's that. I think that bit is commendable. That the fact that no matter what anyone says to him, jo bhi howe that odi bani vich viswas hai, and he's not willing to change it, refuse to accept any kind of change. There's a line here, was rat avar kach avar kamawat. Ve ehi asa da jida Bhai Sahib ne kiha si ve ehi sada Guru Ghar da haal hai aam taur te ithe ta vadiya main ithe aake bahut anand aunda. So when I sit here, I come here to do a talk. I don't want to do a talk. I come here, I sit here, and I was saying, "Inna vadiya ki chalda Bhai Sahib ne bade sore lafz bole," and I just want the program to go on. I said, "Tusi mera program cancel kar lo, because cancel my program. I just want to listen to all these other people." So, but aam taur te Guru Ghar vich ehi hai raat avar kach avar kamawat. Be tusi thodi raat idda te tusi udda, and you're telling other people to do this. I went to Gurdwara, Mississippi Gurdwara likhya. Mississippi is a place in America. He said to me that Gurdwara, he was saying it in Punjabi, and he was trying to say Mississippi, I used to say Mississippi, and obviously I can't even say it properly. And so Punjabi trying to say Mississippi. It took me about 10 minutes trying to work out what place he's talking about. So Mississippi Gurdwara, he said that there's a ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਮਤਾ ਪਾਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਉਹ ਕੇਸਧਾਰੀ ਹੋਣੀ they have to be ਕੇਸਧਾਰੀ if they want to do it's no bad girl if they want to be in the committee they have to do ਕੇਸਧਾਰੀ and one ਕੇਸਧਾਰੀ ਬੰਦਾ he came and he got all the money together and he said that look they're not even giving you no rights then that ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਹੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਸ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਬਣਾਈਏ. And that's what's happened. The Morne have their own Guru Ghar where there's got only their people in the committee, only people with no case studies allowed, and then you've got a case study got that. I think we do ardas that Guru Ghar khasa da seva sambhal howe. Where as ki apne aap ki karte you know, and it's a case study but that started that. And same like it's a bit off topic, but some of you may have heard that Utte Slow in Slough, the secondary school banada, Sikh channel we dekhya hona. But and there's so much opposition from the local people. The local people utte jehde rehndे आ आल-दुआल दे लोग ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਕਾਫੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਏਰੀਆ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਲੱਖ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਰੋੜ 2 ਕਰੋੜ 3 ਕਰੋੜ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਵਿਕਦੇ. There's 2 million pound houses. And the leader of the protesters, he's the leader of the protesters, and he's getting all the Gori together and saying, let's protest, let's put signs up everywhere. And one thing that we can't allow happen in Sikhi is jo bhi Christianity which ho raha. In terms of gay marriage, they've passed it that gay marriage is allowed in the UK, gay marriage is allowed in the country. ਹੋਰ ਵੀ country ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ pass ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ that you're allowed to have gay marriages. And ਉਹ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਚਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਉਹੀ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. They're doing gay marriages in the church. And this is completely contradictory to the Christianity principles. So they're doing something which is completely against what Christianity preaches. So in our whole that we start doing these kind of things as well in our Guru Ghars, but we are probably anyway. But let's try to avoid these kind of issues as much as possible. And I got a picture of Baba Ram Rai, and Baba Ram Rai, he was the son of Guru Har Ji, and he when he went to meet Aurangzeb, Aurangzeb was an emperor, just like how Akbar was. Aurangzeb came later, and Aurangzeb asked him, he goes, he said, asked him about that shabd. What's this shabd about? Why have you put that in there? Why has your Guru put that in there? And he goes, no, it should be changed. It should be changed. It was wrong. It was written wrong. And that's why he got excommunicated from the Panth. He wasn't allowed. He was sick and he changed Gurbaani. He changed Guru Arjan Dev Ji's Bani. And that's why his father excommunicated him. And they go to that very sad part of the Jathedar, Panthik Jathedar, or they're all Sarkari, they're like become just like this picture depicts Harnaam Singh Tumma. He's like the head of the Mulutak or one of the many heads, and he's at the feet of Badal and he's so in the same way our leaders also proclaimed leaders, they seem to be happy to wash down Guru Sahib's principles. So Sikhs taught us how to accept Hukam of God. When Guru Sahib was sitting on Tati Tabi, Guru Sahib uthe Bani padde si, naam japde si. And sMgI Amir, who was Guru Sahib's friend, but they were very, very close. Bada pyar si aapas vich. And sMgI Amir said this. He said to him that Master, I cannot, you're on the Tati Tabi and you're going through all this difficult time. Help me, allow me to get you off, allow me to get rid of all these people. I can get rid of them. Just like that. And Guru Sahib says, Jo bhi hoya, Vaheguroo vich paane vich ho raha. Men who stand up for the truth and have to suffer, their sufferings give strength to cause of truth. Mere vaste ardas kar. And it says here, I bear all the torture to set an example to the teachers of don't lose patience. So this is a very, very important message here. That Guru Sahib ne kaha, I'm doing this because if you want to speak the truth, if you want to stand up for the truth, you're going to have to go through things like this. You might not have to sit on a tati tavi, but you're going to have to go through hard times. People that speak truth, they're always going to have enemies. People that come and speak, say, Guru Dev Ji's Bani, fair enough, it might hurt people. That's the truth, and you're going to always have enemies. Sometimes in Guru Karaj you have enemies as well, even if you're speaking the truth. So, Guru Sahib ne kaha tusi mere vaste ardas karo, sai miyan mein tusi mere vaste ardas karo, par jehde sach bolan de log a ei hal ho sakda. That sometimes happens. And I went to a camp once, and a woman came up to me, she goes, I lost faith in Sikhi a while ago, I lost faith. I said, "Kyo?" Because my father-in-law, bada bhakti wala banda si, bahut bhakti kiti aure. He goes, done a lot of bhakti, and he died the most horrible death. Because we used to see him every day, like getting worse and worse and worse. And he died a really terrible, horrible death. He goes, "Why is that? Explain that to me. Why did he do that? Why did it make him suffer that much?" And then, me yaad hai, aage bhai, all the bibiyan, Mir Manu Jail, what the hard times they came through. Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, Bhai Mani Singh, all these Gursikh gurus that are shaheed hoye. And look how they got shaheed. If you read about in history how they got shaheed. People may face hardship on the path in life. And in their life they might face difficult times. But they might have difficulty then as well. Okay? So even if a Guru Sahib, how much bhakti did Guru Sahib do? How much bhakti did Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib do? So they still had that kind of death. So therefore, they did it so we could show that Guru Sahib Akal Purkh manna, accept what the hukam of Akal is, okay, whatever it is. Guru Sahib taught us naam and Gurbaani abhyas. There's different shaheed Guru Sahib he's here as well. When these people were shaheed, or when they, in their whole lives, what were they doing? Gurbaani, naam, abhyas. Bhai Nok Singh, jai muskil hove atbari har ko naam ki namayodari. Sukhmani Sahib pangteeaa is not appearing here, but never underestimate the power of Gurbaani and naam abhyas. Guru Sahib ne honi kya si when Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj was sitting on tati tavi, ki karde si? Chika marde si? No, they were doing Gurbaani abhyas. They were doing Gurbaani, singing Gurbaani, tera kiya meetha lage, and all other shabds. The same year, Bhai Nok Singh, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, Bhai Sati Das, Bhai Mati Das Ji, Bhai Dayala Ji, what they were doing, Japji Sahib Paath karde si. Even all this time. Someone said, I think it was Bhai Vijay Singh Ji, I think it was, he was getting tortured. I think his solicitor came, he came to, I think a ghar, I think maybe sMgI Street, I see, in Wolverhampton. And his lawyer was saying that, when he was tortured, all he was saying was vaheguroo. That's all he was saying, nothing else, just vaheguroo or some shabds or something. And that's what, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, that Guru Sahib, even on tati tavi, that Guru Sahib never stopped his Gurbaani and his naam. And finally, Guru Sahib left us with the assis. Guru Sahib ne assis diti, jabe baan lagyo, tabe rosh jagyo. That Guru Arjan Dev Ji shaheedi led to a change in the Sikhs. All Sikhs were required to wear shastra, always, and be prepared to defend themselves. Jinane Gurbaani pariya, in Gurbaani comes Babar Bani, and Babar Bani talks about how Babur, who was a ruler from Afghanistan, how he came into India and he wiped out the Hindus. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji was there. This happened in the 1400s. Guru Nanak Dev Ji was there, and Guru Nanak Dev Ji writes about his own accounts, what he saw in Gurbaani. And Guru Sahib ne likhiya, there was that much massacre. When Hinduan, they had an army, but no, we're not going to fight. What we're going to do is, we're just going to do Simran, and we're just going to do our own mantra jantra, and we're going to be, and Akal Purakh will come and he's going to get rid of them. And ki hoya, ohi khatam ho gaye. They got abolished. So, because they didn't have Shastra, they didn't have the ability to fight, and they didn't have the knowledge to fight, then they got wiped out. For Guru Hargobind Maharaj ne sanu Guru Sikhang ne hukum kita that we have to have Shastra, all the time. And this Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Retanama, e mor aage suno he pyare bina te kesan devo na didare. Guru Gobind Singh ne akhya ve je thwade ko case nahi ta teg Shastra fe main thwanu darshan nahi deuga. I'm not going to give you darshan unless you got bina teg kesan. Teg is teg and case obviously case hai. If you don't have that, mere darshan nahi hone. So this is the assis that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj left us with. And these, just a samapti now, but these 8 things is what we can learn from Guru Sahib's shaheedi, not from Guru Sahib's Jivan. I haven't talked about the other bits. I've just talked about Guru Sahib's later life in terms of the shaheedi. Thinking of the betterment of others. And at the same time, try to look at people's qualities as opposed to looking at their faults. I've had to learn that the hard way as well. Looking at people's qualities as opposed to looking at their faults. Spreading the word of truth. sMgI. Speaking the truth and spreading the word of truth. And A, we sort of that, whenever you're going to speak the truth, you're going to always have bad. You're always going to have enemies. Okay? People say that Gurbaani to the Mool Mantra says nirvair, Akal Purakh nirvair. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, he is the Akal Purakh de Rupya. Oh nirvair, and I just said to you that they had enemies. Oh, apne aap Guru Sahib de vair samjhde si, but Guru Sahib doesn't think of anyone as vair. Na ko vairi, na hi bigana, sagal sang humko banaya. So Guru Sahib doesn't think of anyone as their vairi. Jidda Guru Gobind Singh Ji, when he used to, you just heard the story, when he used to fire the arrows and they had to have a gold tip at the end so that that gold could be melted and pay for things like funerals or medical treatment. Refused to support or accept the rule by force. So Guru Sahib ne sajdi awaz uthai. Jidda, I think it was Burma, that Guru Sikh that led the Burmese people against the government. He led them against them because the government was killing the people and everything, and he's the one who led them all. They said to him, why are you leading this? Because and he says Sikhi, because Sikhi, that when there's these kind of things happening, people are ruling by force, people are downtrodden, tyranny. And then waking other people up as well. Refuse to change or water down Gurbaani and speak it openly. Sometimes people ask you, oh, is this what Gurbaani means? Is this what dhhiaaee? If people ask us about Gurbaani, but we haven't done, never we listened to it, nor do we know what it means. So it's all and taught us how to accept the hukum of God. Kalpur da pana manna. Jida Bhai Parminder Singh ne stage te kadi ehi gall ya Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj sanu sikha liya bhai asi kidda vaheguroo da pana manna. How are we going to accept jo bhi dukh aave, jo na dukh main dukh nahi mane, sukh sanar pa nahi jaake, kanchan mati mane. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj shabd that when you're in dukh that you don't even feel it. Je sukh deta tujhe aradi dukh bhi tujhe teyari. If you give us dukh, ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ ਹੋ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁੱਖ ਦਿਓਗੇ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ। And taught us about the importance of naam and Gurbaani abhyas. This is quite a bit of a guard in our particularly youth as well. But somebody Punjab, 50% of people don't know how to read Gurbaani. They don't know how to read Punjabi. This Awsw Gru, how are they going to get joined with Gurbaani? And I did this. It was an experiment in Jitib Das Renda Luton. It's about 3 hours drive from here. And I did this experiment. What I wanted to do is I wanted to see how I could try to get the youngsters into reading more Gurbaani. So we held a 24-hour kind of sukhmani sahib job, which happened Samapti was Kalasi. It started on Friday evening at 7 o'clock, and Samapti was yesterday evening, but after that we had Kirtan until 11:30. And the Najwan, I told them that we have a Manji Sahib, everything set up, mhlw there, and we got the Pothi Sahib. I told Parya Sukhmani Sahib part. I said, you're going to do a full Maryada, Ishkesi Shnan Karke, you're going to and you're going to do a Khand. So next person when they come, they're going to follow, just like that Khand part hunda, you're going to do it the same way. They can't do a Khand part, because Gurbaani they're not that strong. But they're still youth. And I think that I recommend that to all Guru Kars, if you could try to do that. I see that we did it at someone's house and that, because it's not, we probably won't be able to do it in Guru Kar. And बच्चों ने इन्ना उत्साह सी वैसी गुरबानी पढ़ी है इन्होंने इधर लगा that we're doing Khand part role, and they really felt that really inspired and bought by Guru Sahib Ji. And so that's one thing that we could try to do, to try to invent new things, try to do new things with our in our Guru Kars, with the youth. And be prepared to raise a sword and use it when all other means fail. Okay? What's the tag of today? The tag of today is political, speaking to politicians, dhhiaaee likhniya, morche, doing protest marches, these kind of things, speaking to, having good links with MPs, the internet. That's the Shastra of today, because you pull your Qur'an out, you're going to be arrested. Doesn't matter if, no matter what your good intentions were. So we have to try our best to try to build links within our community, with our local people, and be prepared to stand up for what's right. It's probably a sensitive topic here, but you know where I live is that there's someone come and do a talk in the ghar. He said that je asi kadi Hindua, the Muslimana, the Christiana kade madad nahi kiti when they're going through their difficult times. How do we expect them to help us? How do we expect them to sadi gal unan kade sunni hai jaisi odan gal kadi suni nahi? So that's why that's another thing to think about. The other thing is that Hyde Park March and Nagar Kirtan hunde the people that are passers by, most of them don't even know what it's about. They think it's like some kind of parade. They don't even know. It's only in the last couple of years that people have started printing leaflets and people start educating. Hyde Park they're all in Punjabi. Same galla sunai jande. Same galla 29 years the same galla sunai jande. But we kenu educate karde. We apne bande nu educate karde. Jehde Hyde Park nu aaye a, unhanu pata hai gal ki hoi hai. We educate karna chahiye. We have to educate them, and we have to do the speeches in English, and we have to have English-speaking people doing the speeches. Because who we're trying to educate? The people that have come to Hyde Park, they already know what's happened in '84, and they already know what's happened thereafter. So that's why it's very important that we have to have a bit of common sense. Jidda Nagar Kirtan hunda, we have to educate people in Nagar Kirtan kiya. Educate the Gore. We're not educating anyone. Guru Sahib ne kyun? Why did Guru Sahib have the Nagar Kirtans for? Lokan nu Kirtan sunana pehli gal hai, but same time lokan nu prachar karna. How can we do prachar? Guru Arjan Dev Ji idhar udhar gaye si. He went to Tibet, he went to China. Kiri boli which boli? ਜਦੋਂ ਮਨਵੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ he was doing a talk at ਕਿਸੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਤੋਂ ਲੈਕਚਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਸੰਗਤ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਾਰ ਗਏ ਚਾਈਨਾ ਨੂੰ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਕਿਹਦੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੋਲੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਫਿਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚਾਣਕ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਮਝ ਆਉਣੀ ਸੀ So ਇਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਵੀ ਥੋੜੇ common sense use ਕਰਕੇ we have to try to speak to people in the language that they understand and this Hyde Park March and these kind of things be prepared to raise a sword but we have to make sure that people understand what we're doing as well. So just to end with then, these are the lessons that we can learn from Guru Arjan Dev Ji shaheedi because like I said before, iDAweI is we've read about iDAweI, we've read about what happened. All these things happen. But what's our next step? What we can think about? Jada Bhai Sahib ne kiha si ve kaum inni ਢੀਠ ਆ ਵੇ ਜੋ ਵੀ 84 ਵਿੱਚ ਵਾਪਰਿਆ ਸੀ ਅਜੀ ਹਜੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਿੱਖੇ. We still haven't learned for even what happened at 84, even what happened after 84. The people that are leaders, they're very kamai wale, but at the same time they have a very quick brain. They're very quick brain. I'll just finish you on this last thing that when you're trying to such da prachar karna, Guru Sahib's always with you. Guru Sahib's always with you. I went to France just last gal then we got swampy. I went to France ਉੱਥੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਭਾਈ ਸੁਖਦੇਵ ਸਿੰਘ ਬੱਬਰ ਦਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਭਤੀਜਾ ਮੈਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ. ਮੈਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਦੇਖੋ ਹੁਣ ਭਾਈ ਸੁਖਦੇਵ ਸਿੰਘ ਉਹ 1992 ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਹੋਏ. He became shaheed in Jathedar, he became shaheed in 1992. And that Bhai Vijay Singh, I think he's coming next week. Bhai Vijay Singh was telling me that he said that there was Khalsa camp ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ in usually happens in Midlands or up north. He said that when Khalsa camp was happening in the morning, there was somebody doing a talk in the Khalsa camp, and all of a sudden there was a bit of a rolla. There was people talking a little bit of talking here and there, and he said that he was morna then oh haje morna si, and he said that and there's people crying. People started crying. While the talk was going on, and then ਉੱਥੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਵੀ ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਭਾਈ ਸੁਖਦੇਵ ਸਿੰਘ ਬੱਬਰ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਹੋ ਗਏ or that day, and he said that day they had a rare survival for him, and they had a rare survival because he said that was his first rare survival they went to. But ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਹਦਾ ਭਤੀਜਾ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਸੀ ਦੇਖੋ the whole of Indian main police was looking for ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਜੀ how did he evade their capture. He said that he wasn't very educated. But Gurbaani naam Guru Sahib was always with him. Because one time the police picked him up, and on some other thing they picked him up on something else. They didn't even know who he was, and he thought, he said that police station jaoge fir unhone menu recognize kar lena fir mainu goli marni udai they just going to shoot me because it was a shoot to kill. With the Jathedar, you shoot to kill. And he said that and he said to the police there's two people in the police car and him at the back, and they didn't know who he was. And he said to them because they were just talking about who his relatives are, what's his wife's name, how many kids he's got, all these kind of things. And so ਉਹਨੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਉਹਦੀ information ਲੈ ਕੇ he said that ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਰੁਕ ਜਾਓ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ the person that owns that shop, the person that owns that other ਦੁਕਾਨਦਾਰ, the person that owns that shop, I just need to tell him something and then you can come and I'll come back into the car. So he went into the shop. They said okay. He went into the shop and then he spoke to the person for about 2 minutes and he come back out and then he sat in the car and then they carried on and he said to the policeman then he goes ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੌਣ ਆ. He goes, you know who I am? He goes, kaun hai tu? He goes, main Sukhdev Singh Babbar hai. And he says, nah. He goes, tu se hum hi marta. He goes, you're lying, because the whole of the Indian police was basically looking for him. He goes, main Sukhdev Singh Babbar hai. And he goes, nah. He goes, nah, main hi ho. He goes, and he said that the information that you gave me, I gave it to that shopkeeper. What's your wife's name? How many kids you got? What's your family? What's your friend? Because I gave all that information there, and I said to him, if I don't if I don't call you tonight, then you know what you're going to go to that family and do. Oh, darge, police are there. They stopped the car. He goes, "Manu tal goli lagani hai." He goes, "That part. If he does, I told him, if I don't call you tonight, then you know what's going to happen." Oh, that trick see, he didn't even know the shopkeeper. But देखो, Guru Sahib's always with you when you're trying to do Sach da Prachar and when you do Gurbaani Naam Vyas. So these kind of things that, and देखो Bhai Sahib पढ़े लिखे नहीं सी. He wasn't very educated, but Gurbaani नाल ज्ञानी कुलविंदर सिंह जी डारबी वाले भी दसदे आ that ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਟੀਚਰ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਬਹੁਤਾ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ because ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਠ ਨੂੰ ਬਿਠਾ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਠ told to do ਪਾਠ because ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਾਠ ਕਰੋ ਤਾਂ because after a little while ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਧਿਆਨ ਇੰਨੀ ਵੱਧ ਗਈ that they were getting better grades than even the other kids ਫਿਰ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦਾ ਅਭਿਆਸ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਮ ਅਭਿਆਸ ਨਾਲ. So the same way the importance of Gurbaani Naam Vyas, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj that also taught us that. So whenever there is any kind of purab, jo bhi hai shaheedi purab or any kind of Guru purab, let's not just look at things like what happened at iDAweI. Let's look at how we can move forward. And evi adida kaum di chardi kala ho sakdi if we try to look at Guru Sahib and Guru Mukha di jeevan dekh ke, and then we can try to learn something, we get inspiration, at the same time we can get something that we can put into our jeevan as well. Vaheguroo Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguroo Ji ki Fateh.